Flix Forum podcast, where each episode we go back and we look at a Netflix original film in the order of release. This is our 21st day of Podmas. Christmas is so close, where we are putting out an episode every day in the lead up to Christmas. Today we have Netflix 289th film from 2020. It's the Indian Hindi language rom-com Ginny Weds Sunny. It's directed by Puneet Khanna and stars Yami, Gautam, and Vikrant. Massey. I'm Jesse. I'm here, your host, ready for another episode today. As always, if you want to check this film out, give us a pause and come back later on because we will spoil it at stages. But we kick off the show with the Fast Flicks, where we do a quick little summary of what the film is all about. So this one is about a guy who's desperate to get married, harasses a girl with the help of her mother, but she has confusion on her side. Confusion is also known as another guy. Haha, that's if you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. As always with international films, it is very, very difficult to find out anything about the film. This was announced on the 11th of July 2019. Principal photography began on the 20th of September 2019. It was shot in Delhi, Noida, Ghaziabad and Manali. Filming wrapped up in November of 2019. It was meant to have a theatrical release. However, the COVID pandemic had cinemas closed at this stage, so Netflix picked it up and released it on the 9th of October 2020 worldwide. This was nominated for a couple of awards for Music Composer of the Year at the Merici Music Awards, and it won Upcoming Lyricist of the Year for Pia Sahor at the same awards. It was also nominated for Best Jodi at the Indian Tele Streaming Awards as well. Translations around the world for this film. In Spanish, it's called Ginny's Love Hair. In French, it's called For the Love of Ginny. And in Greek, it's called Ginny and Shani Are Getting Married. The title, we'll probably talk about the title a little bit later on. A very interesting title to give a film, Ginny Weds Sunny. What are the critics and audiences saying about this film? Not very good. Rotten Tomatoes sits at 10%, very low on 10 reviews, so rotten. The audience, a little bit higher at 58%. That's on less than 50 ratings. On IMDb, it sits at a 5.7 out of 10 on 5,200 ratings. Letterboxd sits at a 2.8 out of 5 on nearly 1,000 ratings, and it's been logged by about 1,500 people too. So, what are my early thoughts for this film? This is pretty ordinary. You have a guy who pretty much stalks a girl and persists enough with her to get her to like him with the help of her mother. It's not a very good story and not a very good film, unfortunately. But let's get into the characters. Let's talk about some characters. So, Ginny, we're introduced to her as someone who knows what she wants, which is really good, really strong, knows what she wants in a guy, doesn't want to be forced into a marriage by her mother, wants to focus on love and finding someone for love, but then spends the rest of the film not knowing what she wants. Very confusing character, very frustrating. Then on the other hand, we've got Sunny, who is 100% desperate to get married. He's had this long crush on Ginny, pretty much since primary school or school days, and he has this belief that she's out of his league. And then he works with her mum to win her over. So it's a little bit weird. She's giving him all these hints, and that's sort of this idea that mums know their daughters, I guess, or their kids. He has this dream of being a chef and running his own restaurant, but his dad, he's got this sort of automotive shop that he's happy to hand over and sell and transform into a restaurant, but he won't do it for his son until he gets married. So those social ideas about marriage are highlighted here quite a bit. Ginny's mum, Shobha, we've got to talk about her. Her role in this film is she's a matchmaker, so she matches people to get married, but she can't find a match for her own daughter, and we see struggles of that throughout as well. The third wheel in this relationship is Nishant. So Nishant is Ginny's ex-boyfriend who's sort of turned into her best friend. And this is the guy that is called Confusion. So on her mobile phone, he comes up when he rings as Confusion because he confuses her. She doesn't know whether she wants to be with him or not. All their friends or their friendship group are sort of like, the way you guys act together. You're not friends, you're more than friends. So very confusing. He's obsessed with materialistic things. He loves his cars, he loves money. He doesn't like Indian things, which frustrate, and it sort of points out things that, they don't hurt, that him and Ginny don't have similarities in. His parents, they're wealthy, they're well off, but they push that idea that, we haven't sort of funded his lifestyle. He's worked hard to get all that he's got, but I don't know how much I believe that, to be honest. The director, Puneet Khanna. This is the featured directing debut. Only one film since. He's worked as an assistant director on a few other Indian pieces, so some interesting stuff there. Let's talk about some scenes. What are some scenes that stood out, and what are some things I didn't like? I think, start off with Ginny stating, and this is part of her character development where I thought it was going to say she's really strong and knows what she wants, but she states she's got these 3 conditions of dating this would-be man that her mum sort of set up. And it's like not forcing her to have kids, having a full medical because she hears this guy goes to Bangkok. I thought that was funny. And then she's like, I want a test drive to make sure he's not a lemon under the hood. I thought that was funny. I thought that was clever. I thought that was a good setup, but then it sort of disappears from there. The songs. The sound of the songs and the way they look visually on the screen were pretty good. Like, the dances were good. The lyrics were horrendous, though. And this is sort of things I didn't like. Lyrics of one of these songs, it was like, one of the lyrics was, like, you're the Eminem of the poor. I am India's Madonna. I shine. Come on. And it was like, the boys are single because of me. That was one of the first songs. I think the second song, the lyrics were like, it had glow sticks and dancing. That was all cool. But then the lyrics were like, your beauty made my jaw drop. Your body is like a heater. Someone will get burnt. Oh man, so bad. The other thing, there's a couple other things I like. So Sunny goes to dinner with Ginny at her favourite restaurant. Just a really beautiful location. The same as when they go to this river. Really pretty, really good. I like that. And then again, locations at the wedding at the end of the film. And then Sunny takes Ginny around these places that her dad took her to when she was younger. Some really nice moments, and it looked nice on the screen, so that was good. Some more stuff that wasn't very good. The opening with Sunny out on a date with his girlfriend that he's pushing to book a wedding for, and she's like, maybe we should go out for a year. Like, come on. Seriously, dude, give this chick some space. Ginny's mum literally tries to set her up with a guy, and then she walks out and mum's like, well, I'm going to kill myself if you don't date a boy. No, we don't say that. The Sunny's dad saying that he's a modern dad because he's got a 4G phone and an automatic car. Come on, like, who says that out loud? Sunny tries to help Ginny at the train station, and the train inspector literally says, you can still make a good impression. Mind your own business. Had no deal in what he was trying to do with her in that situation. Sunny goes away for the weekend with Ginny and her friends, and his parents help him pack to go, as well as his sister. Oh, that was hilarious. This was almost so bad it was good. But Sunny and Ginny were sort of talking, this beautiful backdrop, the sky, there's hot air balloons. And then Sunny goes in for a kiss, and then this car rocks up and Nishant's there, and he tells her that he loves her. And then this rock music kicks in, and the hot air balloons drop with this big sign saying, will you marry me? I laughed. And then we get Sunny's face go super sad as does the music, and he walks off. Absolutely hilarious. It wasn't meant to be, but that was so funny. After Ginny sort of tells Sunny to go away, he like goes and cries to his mum. I was just like, oh man, so poor. And then he goes and cries at her favourite restaurant by himself. Oh, poor guy. Funny. Wasn't supposed to be. Ginny, Sunny's like moved on, marrying someone else, gives Ginny and her mother an invite, and Ginny lights it on fire, and saying, yeah, I'm going to go to this wedding, and he won't be able to handle it. It's going to be so much. So that was pretty funny with this rock music playing as well. And then the parents, like Ginny and Sunny's parents, are just chilling in this pool together at night, talking about how to get their kids together. That was crap. And finally, when Ginny says we should get married, and he says, have you lost your mind? I can't handle 2 wives. I don't know if that's meant to be funny and that's a cultural misunderstanding, but that was crap. Themes, ideas. This the idea of arranged marriages too, that idea of matchmaking. But again, think about what is love? What's being truthful? How can you find someone that you want to be with in this society when there's so much pressure to be put together? Confusion. Confusion. Not knowing what you want. Actually, calling a character confusion at times. The mothers knowing their daughters or thinking they know their daughters, because sometimes they probably don't. And I guess that idea too of honour. What should be more important than love or happiness? It shouldn't matter what society thinks or those sorts of things. That comes through in the concluding stages of this film. What did I take away from this film? This is weird. So at the end of the film, we've got this wedding where Sunny's going to be married off to this girl, and apparently her family's all gangster, and the men all have these machine guns at the wedding. When you first see it, you're like, what the hell? And then clear later, they probably just got these guns so they can force him down the aisle at the end of the film. And they're like, our guns aren't toys. Just weird that you'd have that at a wedding. Questions, ponderings, thoughts, ideas. I'm coming back to this. The title. What a joke. Like, seriously, you can come up with something more original than Ginny Weds Sunny. It's literally the concluding scene of this film, and it tells you what's going to happen. What a horrible title. Come up with something clever, please. Frustrated. My frustrations are coming through on this film. All right, let's wrap it up. We give the film a rating out of 5. For me, there are some nice visuals in this film. Through the locations, through the songs, through the dance, but they just don't keep you engaged enough to make you forget that you're watching a film about parents overstepping the boundary and people trying to force love, which just seems weird. So, giving it a 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 for me. Okay score. We're on Instagram, we've got Facebook, and we've got X, formerly known as Twitter. The question I wanted to put out there for today is, are destination weddings acceptable? That idea that, I think Sunny really wanted to have a destination style wedding, and Ginny didn't really want to, but that idea, is that putting too much pressure on your guests to, come away to celebrate your love? It's an interesting thought. Let me know what you think. we're back tomorrow. We're getting so close to Christmas. But tomorrow, we've got a 2020 comedy drama called The 40-Year-Old Version. This one's directed by Ryder Black. It stars Ryder Black, Peter Kim, Oswald Benjamin, and Reed Birney. Get on board for that one tomorrow. English language film. I'm excited. Hope you are. And I'll see you tomorrow.